What's up, guys? Welcome to the world's greatest sports betting show. I'm your host, John Heislop, and I am minus the man with the red hat, the great Matt Modai. He is getting married this week, which is very nice. So congrats to him on that. If you're listening, Matt, nice work. Way to think that through. But yeah, we can still talk about gambling, though, because I have my friend Nigel here, obviously. So we have other people. We got me. And here's the other thing, though, Nigel. We don't really have that much going on like today. So Matt kind of did pick a good week to get married because we were clowning him for doing it during football season. But if you really think about it, it wasn't really that bad because basketball is not really here yet. And on Tuesday and Wednesday, they don't even count during football season.
Yeah, this is the last week of the fall that are allowed to get married, like legally, I think.
Yeah, I would think that too. It's tough because usually the brides don't want people watching like football the whole time, and that's why they avoid the fall. I think. I don't know. I would guess that's true. But Matt was firing off tweets. I don't know if you saw it, Nigel, but he had he was going after the sports are rigged people. Remember we were talking about that? Like they rigged it. And
Yeah,
yeah, dude, sports are not rigged, but people still seem to think they are. But I think everybody won, all the favorites, right? Something like that happened. Oh, there
yeah,
we go. John Ewing, my guy at BetMGM. Shout out, John. 60+% of bets NFL Week 5 at BetMGM. All of them won. Everybody, all of them. Steelers -3, Lions -3, Bills -1.5, Bengals -3.5, Falcons -6, Buccaneers -3.5, Packers -5.5, 49ers -3.5, Texans -6.5. Every single one of those teams had at least 64% of the wagers on them. Every one of them won.
yeah. If you moneyline parlayed every favorite, you won.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't think I could ever do that just out of principle alone, but I don't know.
people do it. I've seen it.
No, yeah, no, people do that. People do all kinds of stuff, dude. People do wild stuff. But no, that's kind of, I mean, I don't know. Like I was so what I do when we were watching TV last night while that game was on, and I didn't have my laptop, and this is how lazy I'm getting. It was across the room. It was on the I could see it, but I didn't want to get up to grab it. So I was just like, whatever. I don't really need to watch the first half because again, we went through this last week. The Manning cast is what I'd watch anyways, but I can't watch it with sound. So because I'm watching TV. So I was like, all right, I'll just leave it. I'll just run Tyler Conklin's name through Twitter, search it, and then just refresh. And man, dude, the takes on him, because I had his receptions,
Hmm.
the takes on him in the first quarter, guys are like, I didn't know he was battling a hip injury. I haven't seen him on the field yet. And I'm like, dude, there's a snap count. He's clearly on the field. Do you know what I mean? Like he's just not getting targeted, but he's on the field. Dude, the takes were crazy. Then it started getting into the rigged. And I'm like, oh my God. So I had to stop searching. Like I had to stop doing it like that. I couldn't do it. I only do it like that to make sure the guy's not hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
if you refresh score, this is what happened to me Sunday. I refreshed the score app and I saw Spears from the Tennessee Titans. I needed him to get 9 carries. He had 6 at like halftime. So it's the third quarter. I'm like, man, Pollard's been on the field for like, dude, Spears just isn't in the game. Or wait, is he? I have no idea because I'm not watching it. I'm looking at the score app. So if you run his name through Twitter, you'll find out. Sure enough, there was a tweet from like 20 minutes before saying that Spears had, pulled a hamstring. He's not coming back. So now you don't have to watch that game anymore. Like you're free.
yeah, absolutely.
So it kind of works. But anyways, yeah, so the sports are rigged people are just out of their mind. Like if your bet doesn't win, that does not mean that sports are rigged.
No,
Does that
and I
make
mean,
sense? Like,
yeah, of course. And we have a graphic on the screen right now. The public made money. The books lost money this week. They don't win every week. There's just like this misnomer, oh, Vegas, which is a stupid term
yeah,
nowadays
that's
because
the
none of
dumbest
these
thing.
FanDuel isn't
Vegas.
in Vegas, guys. Neither is DraftKings. So
Nope.
it's not Vegas. But even before then, that was a dumb number. That was a dumb thing people said. Like they're just very good at predicting what's going to happen in games. They're not perfect. They're just very good at it.
Yeah, no, like it's you want to be the book. You know what I'm saying? Definitely want to be the book, but yeah, I don't know. I can't stand it. It's just such a I don't know. It's like it's first level gambler. Like I don't know. If you're a gambler and you've been gambling a while, then you probably know what I mean. Like you don't like first level gamblers. Like the guy that like first play of the game, your guy doesn't get targeted and he's already starting with the oh, here we go. And it's just like, bro, I'm not watching this whole game with you. If you know what I'm saying, like for one, this bet it's plus 200, so it's more likely to lose than win. You know, if you're thinking about it. So there's that, and then two, we're gonna lose some bets, bro. Like it's fine. Like there's no reason to be miserable. Like we're already gonna get our money taken from us. You know what I'm saying? Like if we lose, I don't want to hear you cry about it the whole day while we're watching it. Just fucking make jokes. It's fine. And here's the thing: after the first two drives, you don't know shit. The game that Tyler Conklin had 6 catches, he didn't have one in the first quarter. You know that? The week before last?
The London one? Oh no, no, the one
Yeah.
before that.
No, the London one. Sorry. So the last week, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't have one in the first quarter. So like none of that matters. Like especially if you're taking reception props. But they were just going on and on. Oh, this is a bad night to take him. He actually could have had 3. Like the pass near the goal line was just that was very close to working. So it's one of those where it's like, dude, you don't know what's going to happen. Just put your money down, put down an amount of money that you're comfortable with, like unit wise or whatever and that's based on your bankroll. So you don't even put that in. It's based on your bankroll, and watch the game and be entertained and have fun. Trust
I'll
me, if you lose, it's not that fun, but dude, it's way less fun to hear like your buddy crying about the whole time. That is just bad.
I'll say this for all the people who watched the live stream yesterday. We spent like a good chunk of it discussing like, hey, what's the game script going to be? We have no idea. Jets have new coaches, and I gotta say, like I couldn't tell they had new coaches. It looked kind of the same to me. Their
Yeah,
offense.
I the only thing I thought about early was because this happened early was I was like, yeah, Brees Hall. I literally said Brees Hall is probably gonna have a big night, and the idea that I could say that but not really have money on it is pretty bad on my part. But in my defense, I was pretty hungover yesterday, so
It's a good defense.
we had a fun Sunday, like maybe a little bit too fun, some would argue, but yeah. So the idea that I had no part of Brees Hall other than in that like SGP was kind of dumb because you
Yeah.
could easily have done yards plus receptions. I think I did that at 60, and I think he ended with like 1,000. So like it was like, and it was the one that I put in. I was like, yeah, this is obvious. I'll just do his yards plus yards, rushing yards plus receiving yards, and then I'll do his 3 plus receptions in this little parlay. That'll be like the guaranteed part of it. But then when I went and looked at the rest of my card, I had a guy who wasn't even playing, James Cook, who a lot of guys had. Don't get me wrong, but then
Yeah.
also too, I had Conklin as like the anchor pick when I was most confident with Brees Hall rushing plus reception. So there's stuff. I mean, that's what you got to look at later. Like you don't do it in hindsight. Does that make sense? Like you're not rewriting history. Oh, I should have had this. It's more of a I like that. I loved it, and I did not have that. So that's the stuff you really gotta like. Whenever you make your bets, you really gotta hone in on that. Like, yeah,
We've talked about it before, but I think like one of the great strategies, and you were saying this around the Super Bowl, is like when you wake up the next morning, how are you going to feel if you didn't bet X and it
yeah.
cashed, right?
Yep. Yep. That's the Patrick Mahomes theory is I'd rather lose betting on him than lose betting against him
Yeah.
in
But
the
like
Super Bowl.
no, but you can
Yep.
make that case about like other games, like
For
if
any time. Yeah. No,
yeah,
I
yeah.
understand. Like for literally for any time. But I don't know. So we'll move on. Football is not great. I think we offered the Thunderdome, which that happened. I think that happened last year one time. So that's always bad. It's tough to miss 9. But then when you look at Matt's, like he's expected to miss 9 because like he's taking plus 1,000 bets.
Yeah.
But mine, there's no excuse for that. Like, because I had Manny Machado. I had all hits plus runs plus RBIs. I didn't have like home run, and I didn't have anything that was like lotto like. You know what I mean? Like everything I had was pretty reasonable, and just didn't get there. I think I had Jalen Tolbert 5 plus receptions. He ended with 4, and then I had Caleb, and he ended with I think like 20 yards short, less than 20 yards short. So it wasn't that bad bet wise, but you know what I mean. It's one of those where it's like, ouch.
It's gonna happen. We have all plus money, and like you said, Dead Prez is taking like plus 700s, and the fact that he had hit so many to start the season was incredible for those people who were tailing. You got, good call by you. But we were due. The Thunderdome has been up a lot of money for NFL season, like a lot.
Yeah, no, I never get mad about the week. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that. I think that's why I have I think a lot of the followers on Twitter are like that. There are a lot of people that come in the live stream, like they're the same guys because they get it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's always the same people. And then that number's just grown and grown and grown because it's just a bunch of people that understand sports betting and like to have like a good conversation. But anyways, we don't have a lot to talk about today. We've got one baseball game that's tonight. I think I might have like a little baby play. And then I'm going to look more into it as the day goes on. And then I did watch the Saints Bucks, almost all of it. And then I watched all the Chargers Broncos. So I got big news concerning them. Like big news. I'll save that for when we get there. But baseball wise, here's what I'm thinking. No on basically everything. Like no home runs, obviously. I'm not doing strikeouts. I don't like over or under. Both of these pitchers could go over, but they also could get slapped around a little bit and get taken out early. It's the playoffs, so there's not the same rules as regular season. Does that make sense? Like this is the playoffs. If a guy starts to get in a hint of trouble, it's go time. You're out.
yeah.
So I think Soto is in play. Jazz Chisholm's in play. This Tanner Bibby guy, last 30 days, barrel rate to lefties is 6.7%, which is not great. On the season, I mean, I'm not horrible, my bad. Not great either. But on the season, it's 7.6%. So there is a world where, that's not great. And that could mean something. I don't know if we live in that world. I think that you could probably do a lot worse than Juan Soto, and we'll go to get what I would play him in just a second. But the guy that I think we might have something for, you might have heard of him, Jose Ramirez of the Guardians. Garrett Cole, barrel rate to lefties last month, 14%, which is horrific. Barrel percent on the season, 8.3. So he's gotten worse there. Ramirez, I think, is one of the better hitters in the Major League Baseball, and you can't really name too many of them. Like, so once Garrett Cole gets chased, I think he might be all right. I've gone to Zeus, and I can show you what he's done recently. Yesterday, he had a 102 exit velocity line out. That ball went 385 feet. All right. So he hit the dog shit out of that. That was from a lefty, Rodon. He also, in another at bat, hit one 365 off Rodon, 104. So if you're like, all right, cool. Rodon's lefty, though. So he was batting right hand when he did that. Literally, one of the last times you saw a right hander. Let's find it right here. He had a 357-foot fly out, 96 miles an hour, and then 102 mile per hour, 346-foot flat. He's hitting the ball hard. All right. So you can't look at his hits and, whatever his box score and be like, oh, he's in a slump. It's like, I mean, dude, he's smashing the ball. It's just getting caught. So if you were going to do something with him, I would suggest the hits plus runs plus RBI market because it just moved at BetOnline -110. You could do it at ESPN plus 105 for 1.5. Plus 110 at BetMGM, plus 105 at DraftKings. I think that closes minus money. So I think you're going to beat the closing line if you were to go now. But that does not seem like a bad play. You've got a lot of outs. A lot of outs
I
because
know
you only need 2. What's up?
I know we're not a batter versus pitcher show, but do you have any numbers for him against Cole?
Yeah, it's kind of diluted. It's because he's seen him 42 times. 42 plate appearances, 34 at bats. That means he walked 7 times, or had a sacrifice. But yeah, so he's walked 7 times. He got 12 hits, and those 42 plate appearances: 6 singles, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs, and 8 strikeouts. So that's a 353 average, 677 slug. That's not great. 452 on base percentage, which that's pretty legit. The reason why I like Ramirez in the hits, runs, RBI is because of the runs. Because right behind him, you've got Josh Naylor, who is not hitting the ball hard at all recently. He's seen Garrett Cole 27 times. He's walked once, but he's got 3 home runs and 2 doubles. So get on base, hit a single, get knocked in. That could happen. That's in play. Guy could already be on base. Quan, I don't think is bad off of him. Trying to think. Yeah, Quan should be fine against this dude. Yeah, actually he's only 211. He's gone deep once, which that would suck if Quan hits a home run in front of Ramirez, because he's not really a home run guy. But anyways, Ramirez is highly likely to be something I play tonight. I don't want to play it for a full unit, but I might have to because it's at ESPN Bet. Actually, BetMGM is where I might play it, plus 110. They won't let me get a full unit, so I can have something. I don't like to even mess with baseball right now, but this is a tricky situation for me personally as a human being because there's nothing else really to gamble on besides college football, which I don't have a very good pulse on these teams that are going tonight. So, yeah, so I'd be stuck with Ramirez.
You could be worse off. I liked your logic behind it. I mean, the 367. I know we're not batter versus pitcher, but 42
No.
at bats is a pretty big sample.
Yeah, I think the price is right on it too. Love that Bet Online has minus 110 on that. Yeah, so that's probably the market I'll stick with moving forward. I mean, if I do something. Strikeouts is always going to be near and dear to my heart, but again, 5.5 for Cole, 4.5 for Tanner Bibby. Maybe I'll give you a maybe, strong maybe on the over on both of those. Also, maybe not. You know what I mean? Maybe not. So moving forward, we've got the NFL. It's what I thought was going to be what I like to call a shit game. Maybe not. Maybe not. Spencer Rattler was not great. He did have 200 something passing yards, all that stuff. But if you watch that game, how that game played out, they were getting their ass kicked the whole time, and he never really brought them back. It was interception. They got a punt return for a touchdown. I think they brought back a pick. You know, like stuff like that was happening. You know what I mean? Where it was like that game was getting away from them, like big time, getting away from them, and then just didn't get away from them because of, like I said, I think it was 17-3, super timely punt return for a touchdown, and I think there was a pick after that resulted in. I'm gonna pull it up right now. That resulted in points, but they were like right there. Oh, bro, I'm looking. There's 3 college football games. I might have to like kind of dive in.
Who do we got tonight?
It was so the punt return, and then there was a pick, and then they only got a field goal out of that. So like there was just a lot of nonsense. Let's put it that way. So though you can't really take that Saints game what I think what we need to pay attention to. They gave up 51 points.
Yeah.
They had a 50 burger dropped on them, and that's bad at home. So they're at home to the Broncos, and the big news I have, Bo Nix has moved up 1 rung on my ladder to doesn't suck that bad.
Is that the Daniel Jones rung? Is that what we call that one? No.
No, he's not that shitty.
Okay. Oh yeah, he's not that shitty.
So yeah, so it's 1 more up. will get him to not that shitty. But right now, he doesn't suck that bad. I don't know. There's a couple things that happen. I don't think he has a lot of help on the offensive line. It looks like he's kind of running for his life. It might just be the way he plays, though. Sometimes the guys are like that, where it's like, oh, this guy's running for his life. And then you watch it again. You're like, dude, he didn't even have to move. He just took off. So there is that. But I think if PS2 doesn't play, because he has a concussion, it's a Thursday game, the Denver defense wasn't great. I mean, they were getting picked apart by Herbert. I mean, I know it's Justin Herbert, but I don't know. I think Bo Nix might be able to sustain something, but all we have right now is Cortland Sutton numbers, and I think Lattimore follows him around. So we're going to be looking at one of the tight ends for the Broncos, which they don't really have one, or one of those other receivers. I think his name's Valet or some shit like that. Yeah. Devon Valet. I want to see his number first. My boy Dolchik, I don't think he plays for them anymore. I think they just kind of left him wherever, because Lucas Kroll might be somebody to look at on that side. But I think one of those Broncos receivers, and then the other guy, the obvious move, our friend, Juwan Johnson. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Devon Valet, that's an absolute gift. Right now you can get, we're going Valet. I think Sutton can beat Lattimore, so it's not really that, but I think Valet is just, let me grab one thing, snap count. But yeah, we're moving this. We want Juwan Johnson numbers, definitely. And we want, Josh Reynolds. Where was he? Do we know?
In terms of what?
He didn't play last week.
Oh.
Do we know how hurt this guy is?
He
hurt a finger. He's dealing with a fractured finger.
Oh,
he's shift to IR. Okay.
Yeah, he's not playing.
All right, so Valet might be a little 30-yard. Lil Jordan Humphrey played 35% of the snaps and really did nothing. Troy Franklin, they tried to get the ball to. They just couldn't do it. But the Valet guy, I'm telling you, the Valet guy, there might be some meat on that bone. He did not look bad. He's a big kid. He was I'm trying to think. Damn, he did nothing the game before. The only thing I hate is when you go through the game logs, you see against the Raiders receiving. Listen to how many people caught balls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 receivers. 11. 11 people.
Jesus.
I mean, that's like, how do you bet that? But I don't know. It kind of, the target tree tightened up a little bit. This Valet guy got targeted 6 times. Obviously, Sutton's going to get a lot of the looks. Franklin kind of feels like a gadget guy. McLaughlin and Williams are obviously running backs. So that they're kind of, game script dependent, unless their name's Breece Hall or Alvin Kamara. Lucas Kroll, Lil Jordan Humphreys, and then Atkins. So I'm thinking Valet. But Juwan Johnson as well. Like, Rattler looked like he kind of liked him. I think Rattler needs like a big target to throw at.
Can I give you?
Go ahead.
Can I give you some Rattler stats? Because I know this is a big part of your scouting. I'm surprised you haven't said it. Spencer Rattler holds the all-time high school record in Arizona for 11,000 passing yards.
Yeah.
You're a big high school guy.
I don't like to bring up his high school because he talked a lot of shit. Like, a lot, but who didn't? I mean, let's just be honest. But like, he was kind of an asshole in that whatever. It was like a documentary they had about him, about like his class. There's a bunch of them. I was like, man, the first thing I left there was like, what a dick that kid is.
I mean, he did throw for 11,000 yards though. Can be a little dickish.
Yeah. No, I would. It was a weird dick. You know what I'm saying? It was like, what are you like? This is not even like funny. It's not even like, it's more just like you're just being an asshole to be an asshole.
Yeah,
so I don't know. Like I don't know. If you have flair and you're kind of funny, you can get away with, talking shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, you can't the other way.
I don't judge
Dude, by the way, I got a new
teenagers.
phone,
Did you?
and I finally figured out how to get it to ring the way I want it to. Like, it didn't have that ringtone, but I found a way to get it.
The 1980s office ringtone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I finally went Apple. My family's been telling me to do it,
Oh
so
no.
yep.
I'm an
Yeah, I didn't
Android
like
guy.
it, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always an Android guy at heart. I'll probably get another Android phone, but I changed my number. That meth head was calling again. It's like, this is gotta be it. So yesterday, me and Kristen went and got new phones, which all right. In our defense, we had them coming to us anyways, because like the other, you know what I mean? Like, we could get a new phone, but like, I don't know. Old people don't get new phones. You know what I mean? Like, we just don't care. Like, it's fine. But yeah, so I'm still learning how to use it. It's kind of weird, but I think it's all gonna work out.
Slop,
We gotta.
is it like the iPhone 16, like the newest one?
It's the 15, I believe.
Okay, so you're saying it has a really good camera because it's an issue we've had with this channel with Slop taking
I
good
mean,
pictures of himself, but
maybe.
because he was using a phone from 2004. I think it was a Motorola Razor.
Yeah, it might have been. Now the Android has a good camera,
Not the one you had.
but we in this house everybody's Apple. Like,
Okay.
everybody had, like, everyone in the whole family, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, everybody. So like, all the computers in here are Apple. So the idea that I don't have one is kind of crazy, just because you can just link everything. I can turn on the lights now on the patio. You do all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Um,
it's a whole new world. I'm gonna figure it out, but yeah, that happened. What else do we got? All right, and then touchdowns. If you want to go 2+, it's plus 200. I don't think the Saints can run the ball in there on these guys. And I mean, I think Denver can, so it's tough to take Knicks, but I might be diving into the 2+ touchdown market, because that's not that great. Remember Tommy DeVito last year when we saw like +4 something?
yeah,
We were like, dude, it's 2 touchdowns. Like, that's not even a lot.
he was the original high school guy. Remember you gave out his high school stats on the show?
No, that was a different guy.
Oh, that was a different guy. My
Yeah,
bad.
different guy. But yeah, it's close. It was a Tommy DeVito type.
Yeah,
I don't remember who it was. It was somebody's high school. But no, just you got to know if the kid, has it.
you got to check the pedigree.
Yeah, I have a theory that like in high school, like like you'll see it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if if you're a high school parent and you have like aspirations of like your kid being like disgusting in the NFL, and he's in high school right now, ask yourself a question. Is he dominating everybody? Because if he is, you got a chance. If he's not, he ain't going. All right. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't what you think it's going to be. Because
Yeah,
I saw Fred Taylor in high school when he was a junior. He ran for, I think, 350 yards against my high school, Fort Pierce Central. And dude, you knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, you saw his first run, and you're like, holy shit! Like,
built different.
can anyone even tackle that guy?
Yeah, no,
Do you know what
you
I'm saying? Like,
know
so
in high school.
you know what they look like. You know what I mean? And so if you're just pretty good at like a small school, yeah, you're not going to the NFL. Just so
It,
you know, it's not
it's
gonna
even
happen.
more jarring in like basketball. Like in basketball, like the time they're 14, you just know.
Yeah, exactly. You know the difference.
Yeah,
That Fred Taylor's team, he went to Belle Glade, and they had, remember Riddell Anthony, receiver for the Bucks.
yeah.
He played quarterback for them, and it was just I don't know how people stopped them. We were tied at halftime, 35-35, but they ran away from us at the end.
That's
Yeah,
impressive that you were tied.
yeah, no, we
Bro.
were good, dude. We went to the Final Four maybe when I was a freshman. I didn't play. I learned that year that, yeah, you're not, this ain't you. Pick up a basketball, kid. You know what I mean? Maybe grab a flute.
That's the other way to tell. Usually, like they're dominant in basketball and football, and you know
Yeah,
that they're going to be a pro athlete.
yeah. This is an athlete. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just way better than everyone else. But yeah, so anyway, so if you have a kid, like that's why I like to look, what did that kid do in high school? You know what I mean? Like, and again, it doesn't mean you bet on him. It doesn't mean it you just want to know, like, was this kid like what was he? Because this is going to determine a lot. I just like to know, that's all. How was this kid when he was a kid? Like in high school? Like what did they do? Like where did he go to school? Like did he play you know what I'm trying to say? Like just give me more information about him. And I love it when they were like the man. You know, like just Mr. Football or something like that. You're like, okay, maybe I bet on him.
Yeah, no, I think it's I'm sure like scouts do that, so why shouldn't we?
Yeah, I just want to know. All right. And then because you end up sometimes like you end up with a guy and you're like, wait, is he only in the NFL because he's 6'5", 240?
Yeah, you get those guys.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God, like someone looked at this kid's size and he had an arm and they were like, dude, we can do this. Like, this is an NFL quarterback. And it's like, but he's done everything except excel at the quarterback position. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
you draft
at
the
every
athlete.
level he's played. He wasn't really good. He looked good though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looked like Tarzan, plays like Jane, and that's it. And that's what you want to know. So because when you look at the smaller guys, you're like, dude, how the hell is this guy here? And then you look, it's like, dude, this guy is lit it up literally everywhere he's gone. Like, all right, well, maybe he does have a spike game in him. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these dudes, like Rattler, look at his passing yards, dude. You're not looking at a lot, bro. It's a $180. Like, dude, if this team falls behind against a Patrick Surtain less defense, I don't know that Rattler can't get me 200.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Yeah, you
the
know what I mean?
Surtain is a big deal because like their defense is just
They
not the same
they
without.
can't do what they want to do. Dude,
Yeah.
he left in the first quarter of that game, and Herbert had I think a $170 something at halftime. Like they were not the same. Like you just go up and down the field. So if he's not playing, I'll get you an actual number for Rattler if we've already got alt yards for him.
What's 225?
225 is plus 290.
Wow.
200 is plus 154. This game's inside. It's a game they should trail. I mean, I just saying, don't think it's that crazy.
How about the revenge angle? Do you got revenge angle stuff with Peyton? You think he tries to
Maybe,
run it up if he can?
maybe. I mean, that's why the Devon Valet guy 150 plus 154 for 40 plus. Dude, if Josh Reynolds does play, like he looked like an NFL quarterback, dude, or NFL wide receiver.
He's 6'4", 200.
Yeah, he looked good. So, and we don't have rushing yards for Bo Nix yet. I mean, I don't know that I would take it, but I don't know. Go watch him play again. Like he does take off quite a bit. He's not that bad. He doesn't suck that bad. I've been on record saying that he's horrible, and he does not suck that bad. That's why you have to watch. That's why you can't just. You just gotta watch, and you're like, all right, just with an open mind, just to sit down and just watch with an open mind, and be like, all right, and not just harp on every mistake. You know, you got to give him credit for the shit he does well too. You know what I mean? You can't just, oh, he messed that play up. You're like, dude, well, they're all gonna mess something up. If we judge them all by their mistakes, they're all gonna suck, dude. If you judge sports better by all its losses, then yeah, you got one that sucks.
It's a good life advice. Don't judge people by their mistakes alone.
Yeah, judge by everything. Like, all right, so there was that. You know, so
Total
there were some
package.
bad plays, but was there good ones? You know, and I bet you're gonna find there probably were some good ones. All right, so that's gonna do it, man. That's all I really got. Hopefully, we'll have something tomorrow concrete for the NFL. We'll probably have something. If you're listening to this and being like, hey, is he gonna do the Ramirez? I'm pretty sure I'm doing that. So I jump in now. We'll see what happens. And then real quick, college football is Troy, South Alabama, Kennesaw State, Middle Tennessee, Louisiana Tech, New Mexico State. I am a firm out on that slate. Tomorrow night, Western Kentucky, Sam Houston State, and it looks like FIU and UTEP also out on those. I don't know. I'm a college football guy, but I don't know.
Well,
I like the Saturday, and I like the Saturday night game.
you don't have
You know what
player
I mean?
props in Mass, which really kind of screws it.
Yeah, that kind of ruins it too.
Yeah.
I don't really have an angle, but maybe I might be in if I find an angle. All right, guys. As always, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, please subscribe. Hit us with 5 stars. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. Get the notifications on. It's a great show. Usually, it's not me by myself and Nigel. Usually, have Modai too. We make it a nice team. You know what I mean? A nice big three right there. But I think me and Nigel just did a great job. I think we did excellent. I think people are gonna like it. And good luck tonight, whatever you try to do. Practice bankroll management, though. Don't be an idiot. Like, you want to have some money left for Thursday, so don't go too nuts. Like I said, just get enough to get you by and live to fight another day. Talk to you tomorrow.